Video on the God in the Heart channel. May this message transform your life. May God always bless you and never lose faith in God. Good evening, Father Fabio. I see many people talking about envy, the evil eye, and all of that. Some people have no experience or knowledge of those who live well. My family went through an episode of illness. Unfortunately, I lost my mother. After going through all of this, many people claim that this was a result of envy, because we were a close-knit, loving, and happy family, and our happiness bothered everyone. I don't believe that this should be the reason, because I believe in God above all else. But I would like to know if envy really has all the power that people say it does. Envy? What power can envy have over us? When we open our ears to listen, to hear what the envious have to say, right? We can't believe that because someone else is envious of me, things will start to go wrong in my life. For God's sake. That's it. It's believing in superstitions, right? In superstitions. In realities that are definitely not part of our context. Personally, I have great respect for those who believe. But for me, that's not part of my beliefs. I'm not superstitious about anything. I'm not afraid. I really am. The other day, a girl came to my priest and said, "Someone did a voodoo spell on me." My daughter, kick that voodoo spell and go live your life. Okay? Stop paying attention to these things. Those who have God in their hearts can't allow these bad things to weigh down on us, my people. Is the problem with envy an envious person? Now, if you start listening to the envious, if you start living based on what the envious are saying, based on the evil they're creating, then you will truly allow the envy of others to have power over you. I've been thinking a lot about this, Is it? The more public we become, the greater, right? People will be kind to you, but they will also be mean, and I discovered that we need to take a vaccine that immunizes us against the evils of the world, just as a mother will immunize her child, so that he doesn't get hepatitis, so he doesn't get the flu, so he doesn't get all these diseases, meningitis. We need to take a vaccine every year that immunizes us against the evils of the world. How? Clothe ourselves with God. Clothe ourselves with the Word, with the Lord, with the strength that comes from heaven, and begin. Only allow good things to remain among us. We will make mistakes. Positive criticism. It will always be welcome in our lives, but we cannot allow envy to destroy our lives. So we need to relieve our hearts of all this. My son, to believe that your mother died because someone was jealous of your family, that is absurd. That is absurd. We cannot admit. A belief like that, believing that someone else's ill wishes can truly happen to me, making something bad happen in my life only makes sense if I allow their evil to enter my story, to enter my life. I know it's not easy to manage the envy of others, especially when these people make up stories, when they start to harm you. In fact, I was reflecting a lot on this at the end of the year. The internet is a very dangerous tool these days, because if you spread gossip online until you correct it, until the person who suffered that affront can prove that it's not me, that what they're saying isn't true, right? So, look, what is a person? What is human evil, right? Evil, envy, all the bad things that are part of life. You can't get rid of it. It will be there wherever there are human beings, wherever there are people. Evil and envy will be there. Now, you need to vaccinate yourself. You need to be immune to these evils the world inflicts on you, because if not, you'll be destroyed by all of this. The envious person is the one who is always watching other people's lives, right? They don't have time to live their own lives. They are constantly paying attention to what others are doing. What others are doing, of course. We can't allow these feelings to grow within us. And envy, my friends, is a natural feeling. It springs naturally from the hearts of all of us. Anyone who says they don't feel envy is lying, because at a certain point this terrible feeling takes over. Now, we need to be careful what we do with envy, what we feel. So, okay, I look at Christian. He plays the piano very well. I've always wanted to play the piano. I feel that little jealousy towards him. But look, I start paying attention to what I know how to do, and Cristiano knows. Because the envious person only looks at what the other person does, and that. The envious person has difficulty realizing if. He has difficulty enumerating why would I want Christian's talent if I already have a series of talents that Christian doesn't have? That's what life is worth. And in this beautiful participation of cooperation, then me, I always want to play an instrument, but I didn't have time to learn. It would have been easy to learn, but I didn't. But it's good that I'm starting to depend a little more on my musicians too. So, I don't know how to work with carpentry. Is that okay with a carpenter? If you already have your craft, if you already know how to do it now, envy arises precisely at that moment, when I start paying attention to what others have, and I forget what I'm capable of. There are so many people who are brilliant, right? Their whole lives, and then at the end of it all, they start throwing all away, foot in mouth, right? So that's why he came in the other day. Were you listening? It's like a soccer player, not a soccer player. You have to leave the scene at the top of your game. Do you agree with me? Because otherwise, he'll become a sluggard. He's a wonderful player. Then he starts to become a bit of a jerk, right? He starts to get worse. And he starts to do a lot of bad things on the field. He'll be remembered for the bad things he did on the field. Unfortunately, that's how it is. So, as beautiful as it is to arrive and make things happen, it's also knowing how to leave the scene. So now I've already contributed a lot. I'm going to start taking the team off the field. It's time to retreat. I'll let the others who are younger, who are doing what they do, the word of the one who knew how to leave the scene. It will always have authority, as long as it's not immersed in a context of envy and of realities, bad ones, that sometimes become diabolical, right? Envy can make others diabolical. They don't know how to do anything else but speak ill of others. They don't know how to do anything else but find fault with others. And then they expose themselves, right? Because everyone knows why are they speaking ill. Because they're envious. So this is very dangerous. But my son, we can never believe that envy is capable of causing these disasters, all these misfortunes. Otherwise, we'll just be believing in superstition. What do we have to neutralize from envy? First, within ourselves, when it arises naturally within our hearts, and we keep wanting it to belong to others. And also neutralize the power of the envious over us. The envious will judge their barbs. So you found a way to build immunity. Protect yourself from these spears the envious are throwing at you? You know very well. Have you ever experienced this firsthand? How bad is it to not recognize the value of the one by your side? Thank you for your great company over us. The blessing of Almighty God, He who is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. May Jesus illuminate your day. Subscribe, like, comment, and share so this message can go further, reaching the hearts of more people.